does make a difference. It does work, but we all have to work it. We all have to join together, come together as a community, and work this model because we are touching lives, but we need everyone's help. At this point, I would like to call the founder up here and let him say a few words. Skip Mooney Jr.
Well, thanks, Kevin. He does a great job, don't you think? I'm so proud of him. I talk all day long, you know how I am. So let me just kind of go through some of my thoughts that I wrote down. This has been a difficult decision for me, and I certainly have mixed emotions. As you can see from the video interview, I'm very passionate about these issues and always will be. But I believe that it's the right time for me to step down because we need new people, new ideas who can take it out of the darkness to another level. Real simple. Sometimes you have to let go, no matter what you put into it, and watch it grow. And I believe that's what's going to happen with Out of the Dark. The reason for my resignation is not because I'm in trouble, like some politicians get into and they resign, or that I don't believe in the cause or its leadership. The primary reason is that this has become a substantial financial strain on my family and my only source of income, my law practice. After 6+ years, I can now concentrate fully on managing a law firm as we transition with the addition of my daughter as another new attorney in my law practice. Now, I know some people say otherwise, but I can't worry about that. Those will be the same do-nothing people that in the beginning said that I started Out of the Dark for personal gain or because I wanted to run for some political office. After 6 to 7 years later, I think I've proven them wrong. And I think that I will prove them wrong again because I understand and I see the direction this is going. As for most of you know, I never wanted to run an organization. And I really didn't need to take the time away from my family and my law practice. However, as I told you in the video, how can you sit back while somebody is dying and others are dying? I can't, and y'all can't either. We just got to face the facts and deal with them. However, in 2008, our state had the highest rate of kids misusing highly addictive prescription narcotics. It's a fact. It will always be a fact. And it's always going to be something we have to deal with. Because you're talking about addiction. At that time, nobody was talking about it. Our political leaders wouldn't talk about it. There were no real solutions. Nobody was doing anything about it. That's the truth. And, you know, things have changed now. CODC calls this the #1 healthcare epidemic in every community in the country. Right? It's spreading. But we have to do what we can locally to solve this. We can't solve, like I said in the video, Little Rock or Washington. Someone had to stand up in 2008. I kind of told the story. Any parent, I think, that went through that as kind of proactive would stand up, and that's what I did. We had to talk about local issues publicly. Real issues about the collateral damage being caused by drug addiction. Ugly issues that are difficult for us to admit, such as the number of teens misusing addictive pain medicines, the overprescribing of narcotics in our healthcare community, the recycling of addiction, drug addiction in my own judicial system, and of course the fact that some of our 6th graders in 2008 in our schools had been reporting the use of meth and heroin. Now, even if you don't agree with 1 through 3, I would think everybody would agree when you got that kind of report of 6th graders, whether it's a few or not. We got to stand up and do something. At that point, I actually thought a public discussion, and that's all I wanted to do was accomplish a public discussion, a debate, get people talk about it. I thought that would solve a lot of the problems and compel our public leaders to step up and start addressing these problems so I can get back to my private life. I never dreamed 6 years, 7 years later, I'd be standing and talking about these issues. I thought a lot of them would be solved, but they weren't. However, that didn't happen, but many of you did step up to volunteer and do something about it. And that actually inspired me to volunteer. So I decided at least I could give a little bit of my time and knowledge to help build a foundation of a new organization and work with other people to come up with these ideas until we had the funding, until we had a full-time staff, because we have to have a full-time staff. This is a big-time job. But I didn't realize at the time was that the demand was bigger than I thought, and that sufficient funding was not coming anytime soon, notwithstanding so many false promises I received from so many different groups. But I've always believed, and I still do, that if we continue to inform the public about the issues, and we get people involved with their ideas for demand reduction, we can solve a lot of these issues, and the sufficient funding will come. It does follow success. And this is one of the most successful organizations in our state. Just because we don't have all the money doesn't mean that we're not effective. And I think you just watch those kids walking down the streets, and you talk to these school sponsors, you'll know this is effective. The right time for me to sit down is now, because this organization is in good hands. With the members that it has on the board, I'm sure that the new chair will be elected next meeting next week. Together, we have built a strong foundation. We are recognized, as I said, one of the most proactive organizations in the state. We have one of the top, best school programs in the country. Nobody disputes it. We've reached thousands of kids. Think about it. We may not have stopped them, but we've touched them and we've reached out to them. And I don't see families and businesses in our community letting us go. I think now, whether I'm around or not, people will continue to step up because we all want success and we all want to help our kids. Also, by stepping down, I will no longer be muzzled by the organization's 501c3 restrictions that limit calling out politicians at all levels of bow down to the special interest groups, rather than support our communities in the fight to stop this monster that's been stealing so many of our children away. I know that's harsh, but you've got to understand is I've been the face of this for a long time. And as a chairperson, I can't go out and publicly confront certain politicians about their policies and who they favor and who they're representing, because we lose our 501c3 status, tax status. And if we don't have that, we certainly don't have any funding source. Because a lot of people aren't going to donate to a nonprofit that doesn't have the tax deductions. So, I'm not giving up. I'm just stepping down and moving aside so that more people can step up and do things. And I'm hoping to see this organization grow, and I think that I will. As a matter of fact, I've talked to Kevin that probably in 2015, I want to take over the Public Safety Sector Committee. It's not doing anything. Somebody needs to do it. So, why not me? I can do that, but as chairman of the board, you don't understand. Whoever takes this position, if you really want to do something, it takes every day. In the last 6.5 years, there hadn't been a day go by that I didn't get up in the morning and do something for Out of the Dark. Whether it was research, send you an email, update a website, whatever. But I was willing to do that. I was willing to make that commitment. And not that I'm any better or whatever, I just want you to understand that that's what it takes, especially when you don't have funding and you can't hire people to do it. And I just don't have the time to do it anymore. I don't have the time. In my law practice, I can't delegate my responsibilities. I'm responsible. So it's time for me to get back. We've got a great organization. I'm so proud of everything that's been done. I'm proud of everybody that I've been involved with and all the people that have stood with me. Who knows? I might start a PAC before the next election cycle. Who knows? I might not do anything. I haven't decided. All I know is that for every end, there is a new beginning. And the new beginning for Out of the Dark seems to me to be very bright. And I'm so honored for everybody that showed up today, for everybody that showed up for years to help. I may not say it to you all the time when I see you, but I know what's going on. And I'm so honored. you know, it's impossible for me to thank everybody. How do you thank everybody that has put their money and sweat equity in a, what they call a grassroots organization over the last 6.5 years? I mean, how can I do that and not leave people out and hurt their feelings? I'm talking about people from the state drug director all the way to people like Dolores White, that's not with us anymore. But Dolores, I can remember in 2008 going to meetings in her office at night where people were sitting around talking about these issues. There have been so many people. How can I go and not talk about and thank the people whose kids have died and have set up memorials for Out of the Dark and asked people to donate to Out of the Dark? So I'm not going to be able to thank Mid-South. I mean, how can I thank everybody? Gene, you can't do it. But I think, and I hope that the people that have been involved understand how much I deeply appreciate it. I appreciate them standing up and helping our kids, helping my family, and helping everybody's family. Last but not least, I gotta thank my family. They put up with it. You know, a lot of families hide. And we try to encourage them to get up and do the same thing I've been doing, because that's the only way we can solve problems. But I've talked to a lot of families that sit around their kitchen table, boo-hooing, scared to death, just like I said in the video, they're embarrassed and they're ashamed. We've got to change the culture. We've got to change the drug culture for these kids, and we've got to change the culture of the stigma and discrimination of families that are affected by this. If we want to get people healthy and back to being productive, it's the only way I know how to do it. The last thing I want to say is local level up. Each one of you have this. This works. I want you to take it home. I'll tell you the same thing I tell people as I'm handing out pamphlets at whatever event we're at. Stick it in your pocket. Wait till you have a few minutes and just read it and study it. This works. This is the key to solving these problems locally in every community in the country. Right now, we've got to solve them here. And we share this with other communities. But please, just look at that, because it tells you what your role is. So many people say, I want to do something, I don't know what to do. We hear it all the time. This tells you what you can do. Get involved with the committee. This explains what the committees do. Okay? And I'm expecting to see some of y'all after the first of the year on my public safety committee. The reason why I'm waiting to resign from the board to the end of the year, and that gives me 2 more meetings. 2 meetings I can vote and make motions. The chairman can't vote. It also allows me to go out and try to recruit some more directors. We've got a few positions still open. And I'm not leaving until those positions are full. And I need young people. I need college people. I need doctors. I need, I talk about doctors and whatever. Our legal community, our attorneys are probably worse than anybody on this issue because we don't deal with it either. So I'm going to be out pushing those buttons. Thank you so much for coming today. If you've never been to an Out of the Dark Coalition meeting, thank you for showing up today. I think you can see a little bit of the passion, a little bit of some of the great things we're doing. Our young people are stepping up, and we're helping. So thank you so much.
I thought that I could stop without me ever knowing.